Have you ever had pain that you kept telling yourself would go away, but it didn't? Maybe it started as a little tightness in your shoulder, or a nagging ache in your knee after a workout, or a stiff neck when you wake up.
Most people do one of three things. They ignore it, they stretch it randomly, or they wait months hoping it magically disappears.
But the real question is, how do you know when pain is normal and when it's something that you should actually get checked out? Let's break it down.
First, not all pain is a big deal. If you try a new workout, play a long game of pickleball, or spend the entire weekend doing yard work, it's normal to feel sore. Typically, these flare-ups improve within 2 to 3 days.
Signs: it's probably just a short-term irritation. It improves each day. Movement actually loosens it up. It doesn't affect your normal activities much. In these cases, things like light movement, mobility work, hydration, and good sleep usually take care of it. Your body just needs a little time to adapt.
Now here's where people get into trouble. If the pain keeps coming back, that's usually a sign something deeper is going on.
Some examples we see all the time: your low back tightens every time you lift, your shoulder hurts every time you bench press, your knees start hurting every time you run. That's not random. That's your body telling you something in the movement pattern isn't working well. Pain is often a symptom, not the root cause.
A lot of times the real problem could be just poor joint mobility, muscle imbalance, old injuries that never healed properly, compensation patterns, and the longer those patterns stick around, the harder they are to fix.
Here's the big red flag we tell people to watch for. If the pain changes the way you move, you should get it checked.
For example, you start limping when you walk. You avoid turning your neck one direction. You stop using one arm when lifting. You modify workouts to avoid certain movements.
Your body is incredibly smart. When something hurts, it will shift the workload somewhere else to protect the injured area. But the problem is, those compensations often lead to more injuries later.
We commonly see people come in for shoulder pain that actually started with a stiff upper back, or knee pain that started with poor hip stability. So addressing things like that early is always easier than waiting until it becomes a bigger problem.
One thing we hear all the time from our patients is, "I wish I would have come in sooner." Most injuries don't happen overnight. They build slowly over weeks or months. When you catch things early, treatment is usually faster, easier, and requires fewer visits.
At Peak Performance, we focus on identifying the why and not just temporarily calming it down. That's where things like movement assessments, soft tissue and muscle therapy, rehab exercises, class 4 laser therapy, shockwave therapy, and even dry needling, all of these tools can make a big difference.
If you have pain that's been lingering, keeps coming back, or is starting to affect the way you move, that's a good time to get checked. You don't have to wait until it becomes a major injury.
So if you're in the Lawrence area, give us a call, 785-842-7325. Our team at Peak Performance would love to help you figure out what's going on and get you moving and performing at your peak.